Okay, so this is the first time we're going to use the sacral stone. The sacral stone is the biggest one in the set. It can be sometimes more than 2 kilos, and it's you can think about it as a battery that has lots of heat in. Usually, I mean almost always, you never cool the sacral stone with the cold water. Instead, to make barriers between the skin and the stone, you wrap it in a rolled either towel or pillowcases. Yeah. Now it really it's impossible for me to tell you how many wraps you need to. It's you need to feel. You need to know your equipment. Each stone is also big or small. Would have a different amount of heat. The client would like it differently, yeah. So I can't tell you wrap it 3 rounds and then after 15 minutes take 1 round. Yeah, it's impossible. If you can bring from the other table the skimmers, the 2 skimmers, good. So a big issue to start with. Those, yes, 1 more. Yeah, a big issue to start with is how to take the beast out of the slow cooker. Yeah, it's quite big, and you want to take it safe. So, as I've said, these skimmers are not the right one, but they are quite strong, so I would use them. Basically, the sacral stone is usually the last one that you put and the first one that you take out, because you don't want to dig in for. It's quite big, so put it on the surface as the last stone that you put in the slow cooker and the first one that you're taking. So I'll show you 2 ways to do that. First of all, you don't need the hot water. What you will need is to prepare the cloth that you're going to wrap the hot stone in. So first of all, you can do it with the skimmers. Yeah, you take one of them. Yeah. Now, sometimes you need 2 of them. Yeah. To take 2 of them. Now, one mistake that quite naturally what we're doing is that when you're taking the hot stones, come a bit closer, is that you don't use the skimmer correctly. What you're doing is from here you're trying to lift it. Don't try to lift it. Put the skimmers. You see that I actually use the lever? Yeah, and then I take it out. So from the downward position, don't try from here to lift it. I feel my shoulder even working, but bring it, roll, take it a little bit up, and then come and take it down. The other possibility, actually there are 2 more possibilities, is to use the tongs. First of all, you need to, actually it's quite easy. It's quite easy with the tongue. I barely use that, but it's quite good and you feel very secure. You put it on the side. So if this is lying there, try to put it on the side. Then take the tongue as much as you can and see that it holds nicely. You see, this one is not good. You see that tongue? You need to really make as much contact as possible. You can rest here and then put it down. Yeah? Actually, there is another way to do that, and that's a little bit harder, is to actually put it on the side and then take the cloth and just kind of just take it this way. Yeah? But again, it's really hot. Yeah? But it really depends on your technique and what you want to. Yeah? Do you want to touch it? I mean, put your hand for a second.
Dries.
It's
getting dry.
Yeah. Oops. Oh.
Just telling me.
Good. Good? Right, so here comes the rub. Here comes the rub. And the rub is quite important. It's quite important because you don't want to rub it with creases like that. Why? If you do it with creases, one area would get really hot and one area not cold. So you need to be quite specific in the way that you are wrapping it. I mean, it's mostly important when you do it with a pillowcase, because that tends to be overlap and you have kind of creases like that, not very good. Yeah. Okay. Doesn't look like a candy.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, what next? I'll have to come to the client and say, I'm going to put the big stones on your stomach. Tell me in a few minutes if it's too hot for you. Don't do it. Don't put the sacral stone on somebody that is completely out. Especially the first few minutes, because it might be hot. And sometimes client kind of relax and suddenly like, whoa, it's too hot, it's too quickly. Yeah? So this is a time to be more in communication. It's like the time when you start the compression. How is the pressure? Ask them how is the pressure. Okay. You can do it in few ways. Either you can do it on the towel, yeah, or you can ask them, I'm going to give you the stone, yeah, if you can help me just placing it on the stomach. Yeah? How does it feel? Yeah? Cool. That's it. Yeah? Few minutes, I will check how is the heat. Is it okay? All right?
Put it on the belly.
On the abdomen. Yes. Now, in here you can put it on the chest as well, but really, because it's bone, there is less soft tissue here. The heat would not move as good as into the stomach. And actually, it's also something that I think psychologically would work. You feel more grounded, less thinking, more kind of low. You try to bring the energy of people low, so I think it would be nice to just put them.
What's the benefits to that?
How is it?
It just feels like the hot water bottle.
What's the benefits of that?
What's the benefit of it? Or I'll ask you, what's the benefit of it? What do you think would be the benefit of it?
Relaxes the digestive system.
Yeah. I think just a whole person. We're coming back to the sympathetic, parasympathetic nervous system, relaxing. The only other things that help is that it grounds, it's heavy, and I think there is something that I would call the relaxing reflexes, in which if there is something heavy on yourself, you're more relaxed into. It's like you're putting pressure on the head. Remember we did it in the course? Yeah. How do you relax the neck? You just put pressure on the head, and the head feels, oh, I'm nice and heavy, and it relaxes more. Yeah? So, we live in a society that a lot evolves around here, and it's very good to psychologically to kind of divert into different area. And we are 90% of massage is psychology in motion. Here there is another name for for a clinic, yeah. So psychology in touch, maybe, It's a lot about it. It's about the skin. It's about the perception of the treatment. It's about the perception of nature, black, chocolate, natural, heat, heaviness, stomach, emotions. What's the symbol of stomach? It's all where our emotion. You have butterfly in your stomach. I felt like he punched me in the stomach, and all these English words that we're using to say how we feel. It's quite emotional area as well. So when you do that, you treat it as well without even talking about it.
They call it second
It's a
brain,
symbol.
don't they?
Sorry?
They call it like second brain.
The second brain, yeah, lots of nerves in here. The enteric nervous system, an amazing subject to read if you want. a lot of neurotransmitters, a lot of nerves that coming to and from the brain. Okay.
The longer it stays, the hotter it is.
Yes, up to a point, and then it will cool off. How is it? Is it too much? Or?
No, it's okay.
Yeah.
You can
It will take some time to kind of getting in, and as opposed to other stones, because we're wrapping it, it will take time for the heat to get out into your body. I always prefer to do it under the towel if possible. If I'll do it above the towel, it's nice to put another towel on top of the stone so the heat does not expand outside but more inside. So you really try to insulate it as much as possible.
Does
Okay.
it work like the pressure when you apply pressure? You would ask the clients,
Yeah.
how do you feel? Or
Yeah. If you have people that the belly is quite pointy, yeah, then you might want to secure that. Because imagine you start doing some mobilization and the stone come out, right? So when we do the sacrum, you will see that we use a lot of that. When facing up, we see that you use a lot of securing the stone here. So if you do some mobilization or they are moving, it's not going to fall. Legs, we finished with that subject, yeah?
I was going to say, sorry, Joel, if it's too hot, if they say it's too hot, you just take it out and then turn it?
You take it out. Let's say it's too hot. Yeah, can I take this? Yeah. Good. And what I'll do, I create a pocket here, and I'll put it inside the pocket. Yeah? And let's try now. You know? If it's still too hot, I'll put it on top higher. So you have to play with the barriers to the heat as it goes. Yeah? And you start knowing them and you realize what works for you. It's very different because the thickness of a towel is different, thickness of everything is different, and how big the stone is quite different. So here, for example, you can just use that. Do you still feel the heat?
yeah, not as good.
Not as-
No.
Yeah.
You're sweating.
Oh,
Yeah, it's hitting everything. Okay. Legs, yeah, quite similar to the back. Thank you. Actually, do I need to show you? Do you want me to show you the
Yeah.
leg?
Yes.
Okay, I'll do a little bit, yeah. Plastic. Because it's quite similar to everything. What surprised me mostly is the use of the tongue is quite good even for the hot stone, for the bigger stones. Yeah. So do use that. And I'm not sure whether actually I wanted to go and buy good one of the skimmers would cost 5-6 pounds. These one cost £2. Or if you want to buy better one, they are cheaper, but they're very good also because you have a nice grip. And yeah, I'm quite surprised. Yeah. Okay. Shall we stop actually this?